back to the Norwegian woods once again. I'm your host, Old Falconist from whitewolfalchemy.com. And in this video, we're going to cover some deep topics. We've all known someone who has tried to commit suicide or did commit suicide, or we ourselves have tried to commit suicide. And, I don't necessarily share the spiritual views on suicide shared by many spiritual teachers. But first and foremost, let's tune into that higher self stream of consciousness so that you can receive this video from your higher self. So I'd like you to take a deep breath in through the nose. One for mind. All the way down. Hold it at the top for 1, 2, and slowly out the mouth. One for body, in through the nose. Hold it at the top. And one for spirit, in through the nose. Hold it at the top. And you feel yourself coming to center and aligning. So, feels so much better, don't it? That's all it takes for us to come into alignment with our own inner innate knowledge and wisdom in our soul stream of consciousness and energy. So, I'm going to be talking from personal experience in this video. I even wrote the book, A Long Journey, with many challenges and traumas throughout life. And most of all, self-medicating my childhood sexual abuse. And as a result of drugs and the equally awful medications you get from your pharmaceutical drug dealer, it's all absolutely poison for the body. And what these so-called medicines do, and the designer drugs and drugs you get on the streets, what all of these do is robbing and depleting your body of nutrients. Vital nutrients that are needed for your brain to function optimally, for your endocrine system to function optimally. And the endocrine system is what secretes the hormones and the various vital secretions needed for all your organs and your system to function optimally. So there are no antidepressants that does the body good. There are no antipsychotics that does the body good. There are no stimulants that truly does the body good. All of these, if taken or experimented with, should be experimented or used in very minute doses and for a very short amount of time, if at all. All right, so I don't recommend. There's no medications from the doctor that I would recommend after having researched and studied the effects and experienced these medications on my body. So this is from the chapter in my book called God's Pharmacy and Herbalism. And the following excerpts are taken from the book Antidepressants, Antipsychotics, and Stimulants by Dr. David W. Tanton, PhD. Nonetheless, so this is science that I am quoting here. This is scientific research that every person who uses medicines from the doctor should be concerned about. Not only know, but be concerned about. Especially if you have kids or teenagers or partners that are on any of these type of medications from the doctor at all whatsoever. So Adderall for ADD, right? It depletes vitamin B12. It depletes vitamin C and potassium. Already there, not only do they deplete, but they also block the body from being able to uptake these nutrients. So eventually your body will be rid of all these nutrients. You can imagine what kind of effect that has on someone's mental health. It's not looking very good. After a long time, and even if you're a parent who has been on these medications and you conceive a child with these nutrient deficiencies, you're going to give birth to a child that has these nutrient deficiencies. Something to be very, very, very concerned about in our society. All right? Prozac depletes vitamin B1, vitamin B2, B3, B6, B12, folic acid, vitamin C, vitamin D, coenzyme Q10, calcium, magnesium, manganese, selenium, sodium, zinc, and glutathione. So here you see your bones are fucked. Your brain chemistry will be fucked. Your teeth will be fucked. Your sleep will be fucked. Your skin, just an endless myriad of horrible, horrible outcomes for anyone who's on Prozac. And that's your typical antidepressant there. Paxil, same nutrients. Absolutely awful. Zoloft, same nutrients. Celexa, same nutrients. Ridding the body of all of those vital nutrients, as well as blocking the body's ability to uptake any of these nutrients. Wellbutrin Cybin depletes vitamin B6, vitamin C, vitamin D, coenzyme Q10, and sodium. Already there. Enough for you to not have optimal functioning brain capacity, optimal mood, stability, optimal hormone secretion, Remeron, vitamin B6, vitamin C, vitamin D, coenzyme Q10, calcium, and sodium. Same thing. Already there. Effexor, which is one that was heavily distributed by your friendly pharmaceutical drug dealer in the late 90s and early 2000s and through. And Effexor does the same thing. That's one of the ones that I was on, and it completely depleted my body of all the nutrients needed for optimal brain function and even for healthy erection. So they want to not only fuck with your mood and your brain capacity and your ability to be a conscious human being, but they want to mess with your fertility. They want to mess with your sexuality, your ability to reproduce. Risperdal, vitamin A, vitamin B1, B12, biotin, folic acid, carnitine, inositol, vitamin C, D, K, and calcium. So here's another variety of nutrients. So carnitine, I believe, is something that affects muscle production. So you'll probably end up with an inability to maintain muscle. So you probably have some muscular dystrophy as a result of those medications. Calcium, the bones, the teeth, all that stuff, again. Now you can see why many of us have so many tooth issues after being on medication from the doctor, right? Or why we have mental health issues and why it just doesn't get better. Side effects of all of these pills is suicidal tendencies, suicidal ideation, deep depression, chronic suicidal, Ciprexa, which is antipsychotic, which I was also on. Vitamin A, vitamin B1, B12, biotin, folic acid, carnitine, inositol, vitamin C, D, K, and calcium. Pretty much the same as Risperdal. So what that does is completely wreak havoc on your entire physical vessel, your mind, body, and spirit, your consciousness. You become zombie-like, you become weak, you become unable to reproduce. If you do reproduce and you do not refill those nutrient deposits in your body, you're going to probably give birth to very unhealthy offspring. Seroquel, vitamin A, B1, B12, biotin, folic acid, carnitine, inositol, vitamin C, D, K, and calcium. Depakote depletes vitamin A, B1, B2, B12, biotin, and folic acid, carnitine, inositol, vitamin C, D, K, calcium, magnesium, and essentially fatty acids. So there, the brain just will not work properly with these medications. So this information alone should give you a clear indication of why your health and mental state is declining through the use of Western medicine, and why it is so important to heal with nutrition, especially if one has been under the extremely toxic so-called medication of allopathic medicine. So that is what I have to say about pharmaceuticals, pharmaceutical companies, traditional Western medicine. I have no faith, other than if I was to break my arm, I would love for them to help me with a broken arm. But other than that, I would not go to these people for my health and well-being. Not at all whatsoever. And if you are, then this is why you're not feeling good. This is why your mental state is declining. This is why your physical state is declining. This is probably why your sperm count is down, why you may be experiencing fertility, while we may be experiencing ovary issues, wound issues, all of these kinds of things. So if you want to understand more and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, then look up Ulf Håkanes Holistic Mental Health for the Golden Age on Amazon while you can. This is going to be a limited edition book very soon because there is a whole other part being added to it. An updated version is in the works, and the vegan statements that I made in this book is something that I do no longer stand by. Veganism is toxic, and I firmly believe I had to use animal fats in order to heal my brain fully. I had to eat an ancestral diet, an ancestral approach to nutrients so that I could fully and completely heal and no longer be lethargic, gray, lifeless, dull, and just so an updated version of this book is coming our way soon. But for now, I wouldn't waste a moment. I would not waste a moment if you're struggling to heal and you're on medications and all kinds of crap and you're struggling to figure out why your health is declining and your mental health is not the way it should be. Buy my book. So, you know, I came out of that, and I have written a lot about that in my book. The whole process from beginning to end, my whole life through my childhood, my programming, my patterning, why we become the way we become in our psychotic culture. Our whole culture, our whole popular culture is psychotic. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. And the only way to rid yourself of that insanity is to understand shamanic consciousness, is to understand that the firmament of human consciousness contains a consensus reality that's truly a consensus insanity. And if you've not gotten to that place in your life yet, I strongly recommend you to read my book or watch my videos, read my articles, what have you. Everything that I offer here on this platform and on our website is for this purpose, for your sovereignty. I've already claimed mine, my sovereignty of mind, more so than anything else. I no longer waste my energy and consciousness on celebrity dingbats and assholes. I no longer waste my consciousness on gurus. I am my own guru. And I want you to be your own guru. I want you to be your own spiritual teacher. I want you to become your own doctor, to understand your body and your biology so well that you know exactly what it is that you need in order for you to heal yourself. As I did for myself. Because outsourcing any of these things, your need for spiritual connection, your need for health and vibrance, your need for well-being, your need for love for that matter, all of these things need to be self-generated. You need to be sovereign. If not, you're going to have a hard time in the times to come. And I do not wish that for anybody. That is why I am so passionate about all that I do, all my work. That is why I come up on my soapbox with a whole lot of passion and spicy language and try to assist you in, finding a path to sovereignty. so that you can fire your priest, fire your doctor, fire your guru, fire your, even me, fire your, what have you, so that you can be the sole proprietor of your mind, body, and spirit. Your holy trinity. So in 2008, I came off of a lot of medication. I quit smoking cannabis, and I had quit for like 3 weeks, and all of a sudden I noticed this energy building in my tailbone and in my body, and I started becoming restless and agitated. And even as much as I was well read on things like Kundalini and spiritual traditions, Jung, all of this stuff, I didn't recognize it. I didn't understand it. And the fear took over so quickly, with a lot of help from incompetent people like my doctor. My mom at the time, she didn't know better. She thought I was going psychotic, and she was afraid that I would try to commit suicide. And after 3 days of not getting any sleep and rummaging through the house, dressing in white, and throwing out all my colored clothes, and endless attempts of suicide with various means, chemicals that I threw down my esophagus and burned and etched and messed up my my esophagus and my vocal cords. I try to beat myself to death with an iron rod, knock myself unconscious at least, so I would wake up sane and well. I tried to put all my body weight on my neck and break my own neck. I tried to drown myself. I put stones in my pocket and tried to jump in the lake, but it was so freaking cold. I had to just get out of there, and got back home. Instead, I slit my wrists, and I emptied all of my blood almost. I think I had about quarter gallon left. The least amount you can have, all right, in your body before you. So I emptied it in a bucket for hours and hours. I was like pumping it in a 2.5 gallon bucket, 10-liter bucket, and I had water in it, to make it easier, make the blood flow out. And as soon as I filled it up, I emptied it out in the toilet, keep going. Didn't fully work, had to cut a little deeper, and I kept going until I was like about to lose consciousness and faint. And I thought, okay, maybe I'll just bleed to death. So I went and laid on the couch. I was exhausted from those 72 hours of suicide attempts. And I thought to myself, just another thing that I fucking suck at. Huh? Can't even fucking kill myself. So, I'm like, okay, well, I woke up, my mom shaking me, you want to live or you want to die? Okay, I want to live. I was starting to come to a little bit more because the sleep had helped. And I was just exhausted. So, okay, you gotta have some milk and puke up these chemicals, these painting chemicals, turpentine and all kinds of stuff that I had swallowed in an attempt to croak. And my mom is a brilliant kitchen witch, so she had me drink all this milk, and it would coagulate, and I would puke up all the toxins. And I could hardly speak. My throat was so sore from being burned and etched and seared from those chemicals. My head was absolutely. I had, those body modification people that have all these lumps on their noggin. I looked like one of them guys. Looked like a crocodile on top of my head. And my wrists, so yeah, I have not done anything about my scars. And you always have these assesses like, oh, you cut it the wrong way. Well, good luck for me, because I tried to cut it the other way and it just wouldn't work. So I got this, Rambo knife, Bowie knife, whatever you call it. I don't know. We call it a Rambo knife in Norway. And I got it so deep that, I was able to empty out my body. No problem. Fortunate for me, I had not cut all the tendons and ligaments or the things needed for my fingers to function optimally. But, I woke up in the ER with a IV, and I had my phone, and John Frusciante's The Empyrean, where he's having divine revelations throughout the whole album. And that was my lifeline. John Frusciante was my lifeline. And I started pulling my way back. I also had a book, the Sri Isapanisad, with me, and I love metaphysical thinking, as those of you who know me really know. So I would find solace in that gargantuan way of thinking. It's just mind-blowing, divine intelligence. And, I was like, okay, well, for now it's just me and the divine, me and my creator. And I got into my dad's car after a few days of being in the hospital, and what do you know? Queen, Who Wants to Live Forever, came on the radio in that exact moment that I got in the car. And I was like, okay, so the universe has some sick sense of humor with me. And that sense of humor from my higher self would not let up anytime soon. It felt like torture for years. For years I was being mentally pruned and prepared for this, what I'm doing here now, for this, and being in service to creation as a co-creator of creation. And now I love it. Now I love life. I've loved life for, since 2010, 2011. I've truly, truly loved being me, loved my consciousness, loved my talents, gifts, and trades. And now I'm blessed beyond belief, and had Ulf in 2007, 2008 throughout known that, he would not have tried to commit suicide. He would have lived through it, willingly toughed it out, and which I eventually did, anyways. But had I known that I would have the most beautiful son in the world, the most beautiful wife in the world, the most beautiful family, the most beautiful life, I would not have tried to commit suicide. I would not have tried to end it. You never know what will come down the line. You never know where you might be in 5 years, in 3 years even. If you commit to getting your shit together right now, 3 years down the road, you could be living a completely different life. 5 years from now, you could be blessed beyond belief. 10 years from now, you could be, blessed beyond your wildest imagination. And you would miss out on that if you were to make a permanent decision to a temporary problem or feeling or thought. So I strongly urge you, if you are feeling suicidal, please talk to somebody you love. Please call a suicide hotline. Please reach out. Please find professional help. Better yet, find someone like me who's been there. Find someone who's tried to commit suicide. And, pick their brain a little on how they've made it through. So, yeah, over the years, one of the hardest things to deal with is when people on the spiritual path have a dark night of the soul and they have a Kundalini syndrome, otherwise known as psychosis in spiritual terms. It's in medical terms, it's all spiritual. So the Kundalini energy can give you psychotic tendencies in a psychotic break, but it's a breakdown to break through. But because the medical community is not equipped to deal with such things, our society is not equipped to deal with shamanic awakening and shamanic consciousness, they fail us. They fail our teenagers, they fail our young, and they medicate them and make them worse. I know, I live the story. Those medications are not medicine. So, take good care of yourself. Know that at any moment your life can change. At any moment you could be blessed. And there's nothing in this world that cannot be forgiven. Whatever you've done, I don't care what you've done. Everybody deserves a second chance. If you truly, truly want to get your shit together, start by apologizing to your families and friends for how you may have treated them when you were on drugs, on alcohol, when you were mentally unstable. Start there. Making amends. Doing karma yoga. Doing good where you can do good. Make a difference. Be a light in the place where you are, in the dark, dark places of our planet and world, our society. Be the heart, even better, be the heart of the place that you're at. Pour your love out on others, and that love will begin to flow back to you. Do some good, make amends, and change your life. It's never too late to have a good life. It's all a choice. Really, it is. Really, it is. As someone who's speaking from experience. It's not just empty fluff words from some scholar or some asshat here. I've actually lived to tell the tale. So I can take my words to the bank and cash it for money. And then buy my book. Yeah. So you hear the rest of my story, the transpersonal alchemy, the realizations that I made along the way. And golden nuggets in this book. And I really, really, really hope that you make a good choice. That you make a good choice for yourself and your life. For your future. You don't know what the future can hold. All the things that you want, all the blessings that you prayed for, wished for, they could all be waiting for you a few years down the road. And you'd be none the wiser if you killed yourself. You would not get to experience what's in store for you. And yeah, I am very glad that I failed, even at that, because there's one thing that I'm really, really good at, and that's being a father, being a parent, loving my boy, being present with my boy, teaching him, helping him grow and become his own. It's something that I'm really good at. And I'm so grateful I got to experience that. And coaching people is something that I'm really, really good at. And I'm so glad I got to experience that. Helping people get a better life. Helping people who's had a fucked up shamanic experience in the Amazon jungle and help them fix their unified field, mend their energetics, and be free of what's tormenting them. There's no greater gift in the world than it's a gift that keeps on giving. So you never know what's in store for you down the road. Why don't you find out? Live. And if you have nothing to live for, like I did, then live out of spite. You heard me. Live out of spite. For all those bullies that wanted to snuff out your light. For all those evil people that wanted to see you die. For all the shit that's in this world, in our society. And you can be a difference. You can be a speck of goodness in an otherwise really, really awful, awful society. Yeah. And you can be the one to hold the door open for them to walk through into a better life. Or just remind them that there is also beautiful people on this planet. There is beauty to behold on this planet. Thank you for your time, for your energy. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for the energy exchange. This channel is going to be subscription based in the time to come, with a monthly fee, and we will have a lot more community where I will make a lot more of the request videos and help you a little bit more individually, because I want to help more, and I also need to provide more for my family in the time to come. And I've been looking into various means of doing that apart from my books and my sessions. And I see the same people commenting year after year. Some of you don't have the means to have sessions with me, and so I want to find other options to help you hold yourself accountable, so that you can level up in your life, and you can make good use of the personalized and individualized content that will be shared anonymously, of course, but nonetheless. Betty Joe, very, very little will be free here. My articles will continue to be free, and a few posts here and there will be free, but it will not be more than $5 subscription fee a month. For now, if I find that my content eventually is so vast and extensive, and we figure out that it works, and we figure out maybe it'll be $9.99, but that is, so it would be no more, no less than a subscription to like shitty Netflix, or a couple of cups of coffee, and I think we can all manage that. So yeah, love and money are closely linked. If I don't provide money for my loved ones, then they might find me a poor provider and seek some other provider. I know that happens a lot. So I gotta bring in the bacon and the butter. Thank you guys for watching, and so much love to you all. And I hope to see you as subscribers and as active, interactive, and I will make personalized and individualized and help you even better, even more, even deeper. I promise you that. Talk to you all soon, and I wish you a beautiful weekend. Peace out.